What's up, guys, and welcome back for another EVE Online video. This is going to be a kind of down and dirty project discovery kind of walkthrough, give you enough information to get you started, let you know the limits, the resets, all that stuff, so you have a better idea how to kind of get started and everything. Now, like I said in previous videos, I do 3 characters at a time. I usually only focus on Omegas, so I'm going to go over the interface, and then I'll kind of show you what a rotation through all 3 kind of looks like. I use Eve Client Switcher. That is a tool that allows me just to hit a button and switch to the next client, and then all my clients are matched pixel perfect for the UI, so it makes it very easy. So I usually keep the reward window up like this so I can kind of track how far along that character is for the day. So this character, for instance, has already done 2 levels because we have 2 crates here. Whenever I get all 6, I'll just, I'm in Jita, so I'll redeem here, and then a couple days I'll give them to my main. But go and open up Project Discovery here. So the idea behind Project Discovery, and when you start doing it, do the tutorial and everything, go slow, be methodical. It's all about accuracy. You want to get as high accuracy as you can because that's going to adjust and that's going to influence how much experience and ISK you get per submission. So starting at the top of the window here, this first number right here, as you see, that's your current level, and then here is a percentage. This is an average percentage. So as you do submissions day after day, you are going to slowly, basically, if as long as you're doing it correctly, you're going to get it up to where it's 99%, which is going to be the maximum amount of XP and ISK per submission. And then this other number is basically the next level that you'll go towards. Now what we're going to do is we want to like draw polygons essentially around clusters to isolate them. So for this one, for instance, like I see a cluster right here, and then probably one right down here, and then there's a cluster in here, and then probably one down here. And then once you kind of get all the clusters kind of isolated, you hit submit. The next window here, this 89 is the experience that you got for the submission, and then this is the ISK, obviously, that you got. Let's talk about limits. Your SP, your skill points, and your account status go into play here. Now, if you were an alpha, you can only do 100 submissions a day. If you are Omega, you can do up to the max 200 submissions a day. You only gain experience based on how many skill points you have. So if you have 1,000,000 skill points, you can go up to level 25. And then once you hit 25, you will stop getting experience for the submissions until you hit 2,000,000 skill points. Then you'll be able to go an additional 25 levels to level 50. This continues on in that same pattern until you hit 10 million. Once you hit 10 million skill points, then the limit is removed. You can pretty much go as high as you want. My main is sitting at like almost 2,000, level 2,000 or whatever. You can still do submissions even though you're not getting experience. You'll still get ISK. You just won't get crates because crates are tied to actually leveling up. So, and then when you go to the next page, it'll show you how much experience you gained. And then here's the reward track. So at level 5, you're going to get level 5, level 10, then you're going to get like clothing pieces, headgear, mask. But the notable rewards on this track are level 50, you get the pacifier BPC right there at level 50. And then at 75, you're going to get the biosecurity pacifier skin. And then the next notable reward is going to be at level 150, where you're going to get the enforcer BPC. And then at 175, you'll get the corresponding skin for that as well. And then at level 500, the good level, you get the Marshal BPC. And then at 650 is the last reward on the track, and that's the Marshal Biosecurity. Normally, I take my tunes all the way up to 500. I consider them Project Discovery complete at that point. And then anytime I log in, want to just get ISK or crates, then they slowly kind of work their way to 650, and it's just not a big concern to me at that point. So we're going to go ahead and show kind of what a rotation looks like for me. I'm coming in here, and when you get your accuracy really high, then you can kind of, if you happen to fail some of the check submissions, In the beginning, it'll lower your accuracy, but as you start being more and more accurate over long periods of time, you'll basically lock in that 99%. So you can essentially do 5 submissions before it has you basically chill out for a minute or so. And also, whenever you're drawing these polygons here, you can grab one of the edges or the corners and you can kind of move them around. You can also grab the polygon itself and just kind of adjust it too. Or you can click it and hit this X and you can remove it. Or if you're like got stuck or something like this, or something crazy happens, you just right click and you can reset as well. Some of these will look like they only have one cluster. And if they only look like they have like one cluster to isolate, I usually kind of like let it happen. Like this would be like here, and then like right there. And then this would be like here, and then there's like some out here, like that. And basically we're just going to keep going until we get the slowdown prompt, which should be pretty soon. So that's the slowdown prompt. Then we switch. Now I'm going to switch accounts here. This is to the next guy. I'll basically start up this one, and I'll basically do 5 here. Now I'm taking a little bit longer to go through this rotation just because I'm kind of explaining it, but I usually do 3 because by the time I do the 15th submission on the third tune, or by the time I do the last set of 5 submissions on the third tune, the cooldown for the first tune is good to go. And so we just kind of do this every day. If you have high accuracy, then you can get 6 levels per day and slowly start working towards all those BPCs. Sometimes these submissions will fail to load, like you'll see a blank screen here. If that happens, just close the product discovery window. You'll be good to go. This tune actually only has like today and tomorrow left before it hits the Marshall BPC. As you can see, we're at 492. So we should end the day at 496, and then tomorrow we'll end the day at 502 and get that Marshall BPC. Then this tune will basically come off of rotation, and then we'll plug another Omega into its slot and kind of just keep the party going. But there we did. We just went all through all 3, and now we just can keep going. We can kind of just chain them together. You can do 2. 2 characters works just fine. It's just if you're going the speed I'm going right now, 2 is not enough to kind of give the first account time to kind of be ready to go for the next set. But when you're starting off, it can be very tedious. There's a lot of, they make sure you understand how to do the clusters in the very, very beginning. So just take your time. After a few days or so, you'll be good to go, and you'll be kind of doing what I'm doing right here. They're very the whole mini game is really I would say more difficult near the beginning, just because you have low accuracy and stuff. Now there are some cases where if your accuracy is really, really low, we're talking like these the check ones, like this was a check submission, right? So what this means is this is my accuracy 85. And basically this is a comparison of how close I was to an actual professional doing the same submission. So as long as you're above 50%, you'll pass. From what I've noticed, if you are below 50% a lot, especially when you first start doing product discovery on that tune, it can just kind of cut you off for the day. So you wouldn't actually be able to do all 100 submissions. But also if you are a very new character and you have less than 1 million skill points, you might only get like a few sets of submissions before you're done for the day. Normally a very fresh account, I'll be able to do like a few submissions day 1, and then next day be able to do a little bit more, maybe like 25 to 50. And then as the week progresses, I start to get to the point, my accuracy starts getting to the point where they allow me to do the full 100 submissions. So this is the percentage compared to the actual professional doing it. Par is what you have to get to pass, so you have to get at least 50%. The average for all user submissions is 84, so I did 1% better than the average. And then the highest score is 99%. That's the highest accuracy that anyone's ever gotten on it. That's what those mean, and you'll get those periodically, and those are the submissions that are going to adjust and affect your accuracy up here. Your goal, your major goal, is to baby that accuracy, get that thing to 99%. That's how you're going to get the payout. Now, talk about payouts a little bit. If you're an alpha and you do 100 submissions, you're going to be looking at about 9.8, a little bit less than 10 million per day per character. If you are Omega and you're doing all 200 submissions, you're looking at like a little bit less than 20 million a day per character. Now, the first 10 submissions on every toon for the day are going to give you 2x experience, and that resets at 0000 Eve time. So it is possible to actually kind of double dip on that. You can essentially do half, like let's say you do 100 submissions before 00 Eve time, and then you wait until after 00 Eve time to do your last 200. You can technically get 22x experience submissions. I don't worry about that, mainly because I'm doing like large volume. I think if you only had a couple of accounts and you're really trying to like get started, maybe, but it's really just, in my opinion, not really worth kind of going after it. So like this is a pretty easy one to determine. Like this would be a cluster here, and then a cluster here, and then depending, this could be considered a cluster up here just because like the random points out there. Like I said, just get a methodology, get just the way you do it, so you don't even have to worry about those check submissions when they come through. You'll be good to go. Go and submit this, and this basically I just continue going on until you've reached the max submission prompt. Once the max submission prompt happens for me, I switch. Well, I usually complete all 3 of these and then take a break and then load up my last 3. So I do 6 accounts a day. Basically do 2 1-hour sessions to get them all done, and that gets me about 120 million. Now, the ISK you get from these submissions follows the same rules as ratting bounties. So the same frequency of ticks, you'll see it deposited in your wallet. It also is affected by corporation tax. So let's say, I'm at 100% corporation tax. Let's say I really wanted, some ISK in my wallet. I could just do 1 submission and then wait till the tick and I would get it because it'd be under the threshold for the corp to take its cut. But I want everything to go to the corp wallet. I have my corporation set to 100% tax so that all of the funds from Project Discovery go to the same place. So I never just do 1 submission. I always try, if I sit down, I do 5. If I have to get up or whatever, I make sure I do 5 before I, get up and AFK, because that allows when the submission tick comes through, the corporation will get it all. Otherwise, I start having and I already got some too. I got like some residual is kind of hang out in the regular wallet here, but I've been talking a lot about Project Discovery lately, and I just really wanted to kind of give a really quick down and dirty kind of view on kind of what it looks like. I'm currently doing mine for the day, so hopefully this video shed some light on how it all operates. It does get boring, it does get repetitive, but I think that the rewards between the crates and the experience and eventually the Marshall BPC is really well worth it. So with that being said, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, head over to Patreon, check that out. If you want to see member exclusive content, consider becoming a channel member, all that goodness. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.